Hi guys! My name's Aloe and I'm the creator of the surprise bouquet blanket, and today we are going to be going over how to make the leaves for the surprise bouquet blanket. So this is part 2 of a 4-part series. You can watch the first video here, and basically I should reiterate that these are not full tutorials. These are meant for experienced, well, not experienced crocheters, but crocheters who know stitches. So I'm not going to be going over how to do certain stitches unless it's like a unique stitch. So expect to have some background stitch knowledge. And it would also help if you have the pattern to follow along with. So you can buy that on studentmademarquette.com and Etsy from Little Artsy Aloe. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I've actually already started round 17 here. I'm re-recording halfway into the blanket because the original tutorial I did for the leaves, my hands were all over the place. So I'm gonna redo it. And I'm not just gonna start off with the leaf. I want to show that the leaves are worked directly into the pattern. So I'm starting off here. That's about 15 stitches away from the FPDCs and when the leaves will start. When you start the round, you'd be doing a chain 2 right here before starting off. But I'm just gonna start here. So if you're starting off, chain 2. If not, you just move along here. So I'm gonna double crochet 15 into the next 15 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we have our 15 double crochets, and now we've arrived at the front post double crochets. And I should mention real quick that on round 17, we're only going to do 6 sets of leaves, and they're going to be on every other stem. If you ever get lost, just know that you're using the stems that are longest and from closer to the beginning. So these short ones will have leaves later on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a front post double crochet like normal. So yarn over, insert your hook through the post, yarn over, loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then this is where it changes from normal. You're going to go to the leaves directions and you're going to work straight from this point. So we're going to chain 13 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there we go. We have our chain, and then we are going to work down the chain like such. So in the second stitch from the hook, we are going to do a slip stitch. And in that same stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet. In the next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. In the next 6 stitches, we are going to do a treble crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the next 2 stitches, we are going to do a double crochet. So 1 and 2. And then we are going to do a half double crochet and slip stitch into the next stitch. So here's the half double crochet, and here's the slip stitch. And you might notice that there's a leftover chain right here. That's because when we start working on the other side, sometimes the chain is hard to find, so I find it easier to have an extra chain to work into. So this is the part where I would recommend rotating your blanket, because what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch through the front post double crochet from this round, and you're gonna want your yarn to be underneath the leaf and the post and to the left. So we're going to go ahead and insert your hook through the post, yarn over, and pull through the post and your live stitch. And at this point, I would usually work upside down like this. So you can kind of see the leaf forming here. So here's the first half, it's like curved, and this is where the stem will be later, where the original chain was. And now we're just going to do what we did on the other side in reverse order. So we're going to find our chain and slip stitch. See, and this is what I meant about it's kind of difficult to see where the stitch is. Yeah. So I'm gonna go right here. And I'm going to slip stitch and half double crochet into the same stitch. I'm going to do 2 double crochets. 1 in the next stitch. Also do another one. There we go. 2 double crochets. Now we're going to do 6 treble crochets. So 1, 2, My yarn splitting, give me a second. There we go. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. So it looks like I started a stitch down too far because now I'm out of space here. And if that happens, it's reparable. All you need to do is work into this last stitch here. But I'm going to undo it because I'm self-conscious about it. So I'm going to try working into this little stitch right here, and hopefully that'll yield more accurate results. As I said, this part is a little finicky, so if you have to place a stitch somewhere else, usually it's not a big deal, it's not that noticeable, but personally I try to redo them and make sure everything's in the right spot just because I like consistency. So I'm just gonna speed run through this here so I can show you the next part. And sometimes you can put your slip stitch in the beginning of the next, in the beginning of the first half of the leaf if you just want the point to be more pointy. Anyways, here we go. Here is our leaf. You can see the kind of oval shape with the points at the ends. And now to finish this off, I want to emphasize that you are not going to cut the yarn. I've received a lot of questions about that. Don't cut the yarn, please. What you're going to do is slip stitch down the center. And what that means is, so if you remember, your chain 13 is right down here where my thumb is like showing. So we're going to slip stitch down there and kind of make a stem for the leaf. And the way you do that is you're going to insert your hook through the center and to the back side of the leaf. And on the back side of the leaf, that's where you yarn over, pull through, and complete your slip stitch. I'm going to do that again. So right here, insert your hook through the leaf, and from the back side, you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and complete your slip stitch. And you're going to do this all the way down. If you need to, you can also turn over the blanket again. Usually that's what I do, but I'm just going to go ahead and complete this. So put your hook through through the leaf, yarn over, pull up, complete your slip stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up, slip stitch, and so forth. Oh, and I should clarify, there's no set number of times you have to do this. Ideally, it probably would be 13, but I say as long as it looks nice and even down the middle, then I think it's fine. Okay, so you reach the bottom of the leaf, and it should look like this now. Ooh, my voice is going crazy. So you can see the nice ridge down the center, similar to previous ones I did. And now to complete this leaf, you're going to, once again, slip stitch through the front post double crochet. So you're going to do the same thing you did earlier. You're going to insert your hook through the post, like so. You want your yarn underneath the leaf and to the left. You're going to yarn over, pull through the post, and pull through your last slip stitch. And this is where I would turn over the blanket once more. And now we're going to start on the left leaf. And I should specify that there is no difference between the left and right leaf. The only difference would be the number of front posts you were working through, because when you start with the first leaf, there's only one. And when you're on the second one, there's going to be two. So if you're left-handed, like I've had some questions from left-handed people, it's the same process. There's no difference between the leaves. So if it helps you to think about it in terms of first leaf and second leaf, go ahead and try that. So from here, you are going to, actually, where am I? Okay, make sure your yarn is underneath your hook. And to the left, at least that's the way I like to work with it. If you work better another way, go ahead. But, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my next front post double crochet. So to do that, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook through the post, yarn over, through the post, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. So now you have your second front post double crochet, your second part of the stem, and we're just going to go ahead and start the leaf again. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now we're going to follow the leaves. So in the second chain from the hook, you're going to slip stitch, and then half double crochet in the same stitch, now we're going to do a double crochet, and then 6 triple crochets, So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to do our 2 double crochets again. So 1, 2, and then we're going to half double, and slip stitch. Flip over your work. And this is the difference I stated between left and right, is for the slip stitch, we are going to go through the new post we made and the post from the previous leaf. So I hope you guys can see that right here. Make sure your yarn is on the left and underneath your leaves. You're going to go ahead, yarn over, pull through both posts, and pull through your slip stitch. Now, I'd recommend trying to keep the left leaf out of the way here. You're going to crochet sort of between the leaves, or you're going to put the yarn between your leaves here. And you're gonna go ahead and start the second half of the leaf. So insert your hook. I think the trick is look for where it kind of looks like a little knot, because that's where you should be starting, because that's where our spare chain was. So yarn over, slip stitch, in the same stitch, do a half double crochet, now we're going to do 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. Next 6 stitches we'll do treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're going to do a double crochet. Wait, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Do a double crochet. In the next stitch, you're going to half double, and slip stitch. I'm gonna slip stitch in the next one here. So there we go. Once again, you're going to slip stitch down the center. So go ahead and do that. And there's really no method to this, but I will say, usually on the first leaf, I like to slip stitch down the right side of the leaf, even though I didn't do it on this video. And on the left one, I like to slip stitch on the left side of the leaf. And like, is this little? Yeah, because I feel like it makes the stem look more centered than it would be otherwise. Because sometimes it looks a little skewed one way or another, based on what is up and what is down for each leaf. But truthfully, it's not a big deal and it's not very noticeable. I'm just a little nitpicky, so yeah. Okay, so we slip stitched down the center of the leaf, and now to finish it off, we are going to once again slip stitch through both front post double crochets. And once again, make sure your yarn is underneath both leaves and to the left. And I didn't mention this earlier, but yeah, if you have it somewhere else, it'll show. So I like to put it in the back. So go ahead and go through both front post double crochets, or behind both front post double crochets, yarn over, pull through both front post double crochets, and slip stitch. So there are your leaves, and now to continue, I'm going to flip over my work again. I have a tablecloth here. Well, not a tablecloth. A piece of felt here this time so that there's no reflection in the background. The final step to finish off the leaves, and I know this part confused a couple of people, is to continue, you have to double crochet normally again, right? And it's not always noticeable. Some leaves are better than others. But some leaves will like be flailing up and down, especially the left one, at least in my past experience. So the way I choose to deal with that is when I go for the next double crochet, right, I go over the leaf. So if you go under, it's going to push the leaf up. So you're going to go over the leaf. And you're going to double crochet right here into the next double crochet after your front post double crochets. So here we go. I hope you guys can see that. I know it's a little tiny and blocked by the leaves, but first double crochet after the front post double crochets. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. And you can see that kind of keeps the leaf down. And as you go along, so this is another 15 double crochets, and we can just do that here for demonstration purposes. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So the leaves are kind of wonky, but once you do the rounds that would be behind it, so rounds 18, 19, 20, etc. First of all, you'd be putting a stitch right here in this little, in the double crochet you did over the leaf, and that kind of straightens it out. And then, yeah, usually, and then when you do the front post double crochet here for the stem next round, it will make your leaves more even and straight. And to finish off this sequence, you would, as I mentioned before, there's only 6 leaves this round, so on the shorter stems you're just going to add on to them normally, so do 2 front post double crochets. There we go. So this little segment from here to here, that is what you would repeat 6 times all the way around. And as you can see, I've done it 3 times here, so I'm about halfway done with round 17. So yeah, so recap, double crochet 15, right leaf, left leaf, double crochet 15, 2 front post double crochets. That's the sequence you will repeat. And yeah. So that concludes my tutorial for the leaves. I hope you enjoyed and that it helped. I also hope that the volume was better this time because I know a lot of people had issues with that on the first tutorial. But yeah, so subscribe if you want to see more of the tutorial content. I will be working on the vines probably about 2 weeks from now because it'll take a bit to get to that point, and then hopefully release it within like the next 3 weeks or so. I will leave the links to purchase the pattern and also just the link to the other tutorial in the description. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section and I will try to get to them. But yeah, that's all I have for now, so I hope you have a splendiferous day!